Hello again, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Wargame European Escalation for one of my favorite missions for this campaign. The Soviets are closing in on a gargantuan oil refinery, and it is up to us to recapture it from Polish resistance forces. Welcome back, everyone.
The Refinery government ordered a general withdrawal of all forces around Krakow and Katowice. During the retreat, they apply the scorched earth policy and destroy everything that could be used by the occupant. The only hope the rebels now have resides in a Western intervention that they hope to be imminent.
Absolutely. The 82nd Airborne for the United States is here today, so we're going to battle it out with the Polish and the Americans, as Czechoslovakia has also slipped into revolution.
Signal interceptions have revealed the presence of 3 Polish company command posts in the area. We'll have to engage and destroy simultaneously if we want to prevent them from supporting each other. But before that can happen, we'll have to secure the refinery.
All right. Well, let's secure it. And let's secure the future of Wargame, European Escalation, Airland Battle, and Red Dragon on the channel. If you want to see more World War II, Cold War, or any type of warfare on the channel, make sure you click or tap that like button and get aggressive with your support. And let us know you want to see more. Do it! Don't be one of those dopes who sits around and just chills. Be a cool guy like the Soviets. Look at how cool they're being, and load up into those choppers of support. But truly, thanks again, everyone, for all your support. Greatly appreciated. So thank you very much for all the years of support. This is one of the first games that I played, and this is one of the first missions that I remember doing as a YouTuber, and it's tons of fun. So let's get to it then. We have to secure this gargantuan refinery, and the enemy is lying in wait in all sorts of different sections, and the American choppers will be flying around looking for us as well. So we're going to secure that right flank and see if we can get some troops landed down over there. Also, we're going to try to get some anti-aircraft up, because apparently we have some very skilled AA soldiers, so we'll get them out to the other side, otherwise known as man-pads, or man-portable, in this case, anti-aircraft system for the Soviets, which I think was that the Strela or the Igla? Strela 2 is what we'll be using. So we're going to get a few tanks. We cannot use artillery on this mission. It is a bonus objective to not use artillery. So we're going to try to keep it to tanks and infantry primarily, and see if we can really crack the enemy's defenses. We'll try to push in and see if we can capture Konstantin or Ivan, but those are going to be well defended, or Leonid, but it's probably going to be unlikely for us to take those positions. However, Sheraton on the left side is going to be a good position to take, as it is not only a reinforcement point closer to the refinery, but also gives us 2 additional bonus points, or income points, in order to do more business inside the refinery. So we're going to need a lot of infantry up here today. We're going to sacrifice a lot of Soviet soldiers in order to take these positions, but it's going to be worth it. I'm going to line up some transports at the bottom of the hill. This is going to be really good. With all the infantry that we can call out, we can then kind of get into all these buildings. It's going to be house-to-house fighting, and also a lot of open fighting too. So tanks and infantry are going to have to be used together. The mission really kind of just seems a little more bland. They're just kind of like, yeah, just take the refinery. But this is essentially like Stalingrad of Poland. This is going to be a very big battle. All right, MI8s have arrived with the infantry inside the VDV, who are here now. I want to call in more of these troops, but we'll get them a little bit later. They're going to be really good for securing the flanks of this position. So let's get them into position around the large forest. I wonder, yes, we do have a little bit of breathing room at Fedor as well, but we need to secure most or all of the refinery. So this could be a multi-parter depending on how long it takes. And the Americans will be on their way shortly. Let's get a recon chopper up. Let's get the East Germans here. LSKs are with us. According to you guys, that stands essentially for the German Air Force in the eastern side of Germany. I think we probably should also get a BRDM-1 up as well. I don't think we get any sort of recon infantry. I don't think we have Spetsnaz at our disposal yet, or I don't know if we get them at all throughout the campaign. But I'm going to try to set my sights first on Sheraton over here, so that way we can get ourselves a bunch of reinforcement points and a call-out zone. And obviously the reason they don't want us to use artillery at the refinery is because we're trying to minimize the amount of damage that we're going to cause to this refinery, and well, try to minimize. We'll see about that. Get another T-80 up, and we'll get our BMPs working to the left. Should be okay to advance. We'll get the BRMs, what is it, BRM-1 into position on the left flank, so that way it can find any sort of infantry that's out there. Actually, let's go ahead and drop the ramps here, and let's not even go up there. There could be ATGMs everywhere. American choppers have been spotted. There they are. And, oh, look at that. Scots being spotted as well. Looks like the Polish... Oh, wow. That's a lot of troops there. Wow, the delete button rolling through the woods. Luckily, these were free units that we start with, so I didn't have to pay for those. But they will pay for that with missiles. Two T-55AMs pushing through. Let's get a chopper up. We'll get a VP up here to deal with those menaces. Central Group Forces CGV in Czechoslovakia reports clashes with local troops. Oh boy. Let's get our anti-aircraft into position. One T-55 destroyed. The other one will be liquidated here shortly. Alright, our troops made it successfully into the position on the left. Let's get tanks up here. Call out the two T-80s to just zip over there real quickly. Gunships are out there. Luckily, we have 3 Shilkas standing by. Well, rip to the VDV troops that were there. Looks like anti-aircraft there on the right side, so good thing we landed where we did. We'll have some VDV troops come over. Oh, God, no. All right, and we'll leave. Goodbye. Wow, how do they know we were here? I guess they saw the choppers, huh? All right, we're going to try to get some of these units away from the chopper. Let's see what happens. Luckily, our Strela groups were able to get out of there. There we go. T-62 is now routing. Whew. That was a big pain. I don't remember all those units coming through, but we've sorted that situation out. Okay, the attack on the left is getting prepared to go, and we've dropped all of our infantry now. I essentially just want to get a ton of infantry into this woods here. And we'll have one squad move up the center. Alright, lots of infantry at our disposal, and we are seeing the 82nd Airborne out there as well, so big risk to us. Did their transport get destroyed? Oh, it routed all the way. Okay, so now we've got Strela, so any sort of American presence of air power here is going to be in jeopardy for the Strelas. I should have brought over way more VDVs, but I think we really need to focus on this section over here. UAZs, for example, with their... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, a peon artillery. Interesting. Alright, and we've captured an enemy supply truck. Good. Okay, let's bring that recon over. Alright, we're going to try to surround them before actually attacking the position. Really want to use artillery here. Perfect opportunity to destroy light vehicles like the Malyukas, or even harass the recon with our artillery, but no can do at the moment. You know what we could really use here? One thing I've been forgetting about... Oh, we have Conquerors. Perfect. I want a few of these groups up. 35 points each for these. ATGMs, very effective. Let's get a supply truck up as well for those. We'll call up a Polish supply truck. We've already captured one over here, so that's good. Alright, it's going to be slow and go around this area for now. But luckily, we only have lost like 20 men so far in that VDV shootout against the tanks, which I didn't really anticipate all of that. But regardless, we've got more than 10 times the points the enemy does, and we're going to continue our advance through the woods. Let's do that now. Actually, they could have forces in here, so let's be careful. The enemy, if they try to cut through this forest, they're going to have a bad time. They're going to get hit by our motor Streliki. And T-80 there I want to keep safe because of the possibility of ATGMs. But we'll have our own coming out. Beautiful T-80 shooting at them already. Nice hit. Good job. That's why we're trying to move to the left. Alright, let's move to this next position. Where do we have to go exactly? Just there. So we'll get our recon, or rather our command unit ready. Oh, that's already on the other side of the river. Link up with the BMP-1s. Bring up all of our firepower. The American gunships, it looks like they must be... The enemy forces here, I'm assuming, are probably getting ready to set off demo charges or something, trying to blow up the refinery. Alright, we're closing in now. Okay, looks like so far so good on a lot of these attacks. Not seeing a large amount of resistance. Mi-24P in defense over here. We'll go back and get these rearmed. These Mi-8s are really good with the missiles. They carry quite a bit, 128 57 millimeters, so a great weapon to stun the enemy with and finish them off with bigger weapons. Nothing for the recon so far. Guaranteed there's got to be something in these woods, though. All right, let's move up a bit more. The European community recognizes the insurrectionist governments. President Reagan addresses an ultimatum to Moscow. Oh, what? Reagan? He getting all aggressive? So yes, Poland and Czechoslovakia at this point, if this is your first video, full story is unfolding. That takes place in the mid-'80s. Well, I think the early 80s. And it looks like Poland here is trying to basically become its own nation. They're trying to break off and declare their independence and have a revolution against the Soviet government. And same with Czechoslovakia. It seems like Czechoslovakia was more successful at it, and it's trying to create the Czech Republic, I guess, a little early. So we'll see how successful they are in later missions. Let's see. And there's one mission coming up where we're going to have to evacuate. That's just going to be a total mess. The game developers, when they made that mission, when we get to it, intended for only a few vehicles to escape, but since we've unlocked the whole roster and are replaying through the missions, it's one that they really didn't think about once players came back for replayability. They kind of thought of it only for a first-time playthrough. I don't want to get too close because that gunship there. I'm going to go ahead and pull back, and not pull back, but bring up Strela group, I guess, here. Hey, come back. There we go. Shilkos are there too, but infantry is a lot better because it can be hidden very easily and can eliminate the enemy from a great range. And I see there's an enemy tank here. It's a T-62M there. All right, we're closing in on the gates of the refinery. We're getting there little by little. UAC is clear to move up. No contacts from recon. VDV there spots the Kamaz and the Strela. We should get some tanks to the right, but we need to get points up in order to do this. BMPs are not going to be enough. And there's our first targets, the tanks. All right, let's retreat directly with the Strela. Oh, beautiful. One hit on a T-62M. First shot from that Conqueror is kicking butt. T-62s. Let's bring up the Shilkas again. Second shot. And another hit. My goodness. All right, promote them to Hero of the Soviet Union. Wonderful job. Okay. Well, it's starting to get real intense now. I think once we cross out of this area, we're going to be exposed to fire from possibly over there. So let's get recon up now. And let's actually get BMPs to cover here. And I'm going to have the tank and such move left because they might try to attack us, especially with, and we have enough anti-aircraft here. Let's bring these vehicles this way. Not happy at what I'm hearing. Malayuka's coming up. Beautiful strikes on those units. I want to bring over some more VDV. They're very good units. And an enemy unit spotted there. Oh god, turn with the T-80s. Hit those units, boys. How are we not firing? We lost. Whoa, okay, that's interesting. A missile going right into the truck. That was an interesting turn and burn at the very last second there. They shouldn't have recon to see us this far. Okay. Well, one of the T-80s being hit by a ATGM group there that we weren't able to see with the recon earlier. It's okay. We'll get a ton more of those tanks. Disappointing, though, how they were able to Romulan cloak at the last second. We would have been able to save the tank and the supply truck if they didn't Romulan cloak like that. In fact, look at that. We've destroyed the buildings there. Crazy. They should all be dead. All right, gunship there. I want to be able to hit that. We'll move up. I don't want to move any further until we've got our position on the left secure. Ah, that's what we were looking for. Okay, there we go. All right, much better. BMPs then can deal with those infantry quite easily. Strela firing at the gunship. Or at least a few warning shots. Good job, guys. Yeah, fire one more into the sky and then one into the chopper, please. One into the chopper. What? No, I don't want you destroying the units. Alright, T-62s are on their way. Have we captured this position? Oh, we have. You know what that means. They got a lot of T-62s. We can get them as well. Actually, this BMP is a quite accurate weapon. Alright, we'll destroy everything they've got. We lost a BMP in the attack, I think. Where did... Oh, over here. Oh. Huh. I accidentally selected that one when I did everything. We would have 3 BMPs if that one didn't move out. It's all good. Not too worried about BMPs. The critical thing here is our choppers, or our one chopper. Sometimes they're not as important, but today they are. BMP 685's doing some good work on those tanks. Their accuracy is what wins them battles. Alright, let's see. NATO enters Czechoslovakia. Air mobile infiltration possible in Poland. Well, no duh. We've already seen American choppers. So thanks for that, intelligence agency. A little too late. SPGs are coming in. Right, let's hit these units on the move. Oh, look at that. The BMPs were able to sneak up on them now. Isn't the BMP actually armed with a coaxial gun, too? Shouldn't just have a main gun, doesn't it? Should have a machine gun on it, right? It's a pretty easy day one thing to put onto that vehicle. Alright, our forces have accomplished their objective of capturing the flank. Gunships are still kind of hanging around. But now that we have the flank, we're in a much better situation. Hitting those T-62s again from range. And that damn... Oh, they're still not killing that ATGM? Oh, that is BS right there. 73mm HE rounds are being pumped into those infantry, finally dying. Whew, took long enough, boys. Alright, well, luckily we captured the flank easily. Shilkers are standing by. Okay, I think our infantry are ready to attack. Alright, so a full-scale invasion of the refinery has begun. And by the way, there's oil here. Are you surprised to see America? Me neither. Me neither. Oh, come on. 685. Hit him, boys. There we go. Another enemy tank dealt with. Need to get these T-62s out of the way. We'll have to get some of these vehicles repaired and rearmed. Ready to do business. The BMPs are very difficult to hit and very difficult to destroy. They're very good against tanks that are bigger than themselves. They could definitely not take on Abrams or anything. Now they're routing. Like, oh, we won the battle. All right, let's get out of here. All right, relax, you noobs. We'll get you some supplies. All right. Well, Recon has done a fantastic job of helping out in finding those enemy positions. It's funny how they chose to route now. Like, there's nothing going on. Let's move up and see if we can hit these gunships. I actually should have some Shilka out or something. BMP-1s won't be able to stop them, but those gunships just have a few missiles. They're not too bad. Mi-24s are auto missiles now. Let's head back. We'll bring up the Mi-8s here. Got to get those gunships out of the way before we fully attack. Strela don't have a clear line of sight there. Can they pop out here and get them? I just don't want to be within their range. They might be able to see us. Forget what the range on these weapons is. Their range is 2450, so they're well within range. Let's bring up a couple of East German supply trucks, too, for what we're about to get into. Alright, one Strela hitting that. Mi-8 TVs are here and ready to go. Very good. T-80s in cover. All right, so now we've got the western flank. If you take a look here, we've pretty much got them, you know, we're starting to surround them. I don't want to really start an attack on the right side just yet, but if we do, it's going to be with the BMP 685s. These are really wonderful units. going to bring in 3 of these then to help out with the VDV. They've earned it. Okay, so Motor Strelicky are ready to push further. We're about to see door-to-door fighting soon enough. And I think that other Motor Strelicky squad is good to go in. Substation here or something. How come we can't get that gunship? Oh, you know what? I think it's because he's landed on the other side. Yeah, he's hiding on the other side of the tree line. So when he pops up to try to deal with Motor Strelicky, he's going to get shot down by the Strela that are there. The enemy's not going to use artillery either, so we're okay. The only artillery we really have is like helicopters. Just think of them as flying tanks or flying artillery. I already hear a shootout. Fantastic. An ATGM group spotted by our Motor Strelicky. Rockets firing on that building. Hell yeah. Let them have it, boys. Very good. Alright, let's see if there's any other bonus objectives. I don't remember what any of the bonus objectives are, and the frustrating thing about this game is sometimes they won't tell you about it before you're supposed to do it. So, for example, it'll be like, you have 28 minutes into a mission, and it's like, oh, hey, finish the mission in 30 minutes. And it's like, well, if you would have told me from the start, I would have added more gusto. Motor Strelicky getting hit by their own rockets. Well, that's motivation, folks. Alright, let's move over this way. I really want that gunship to pop up and try to do some damage, but he's hiding. The enemy is eventually going to have some tanks in here, and I think our best vehicle to deal with them is more BMP 685s. They're so accurate, it's ridiculous. They can get, if they get the first shot off, which they normally do, they can then deal a hell of a lot of damage because they've already stunned the enemy and start cracking away at their morale. Alright, let's get 685s here. Well, we also have a very skilled T-80 here, too. So the one that we lost was just kind of unskilled, but that's fine. You can't win a war without taking losses. Alright, East German supply unit here is moving to resupply the infantry that just went into that house fight against the F.A.Q units in the... Ooh, what is that? That's what we need those BMPs for. Alright, we can go ahead and bring the T-80 to the left flank. I need to get that gunship out of the way. I know he's going to pop up, and I'm just kind of nervous about him being here. Alright, let's get the VDV dealt with. And my 24P can support on the right. Don't want him, obviously, anywhere near anti-aircraft units. Alright, T-80 creeping in. There's got to be some units here in this building, so we definitely want to bring in some more infantry. We're going to need about 50. Actually, we could bring up some Polish units. These guys are not too bad. Actually, they're much more affordable, so let's call them in just for time's sake. I'd prefer the Soviet infantry just because it's a lot easier to deal with everyone at the same uniformity, but you can always have some special units out. That's what a better player would do. I'm definitely not one of those. Let's move this direction. We're going to come in from behind Gregory now. We could actually bring in like a man-pad team, too, to secure the rear. Or an ATGM team, too. I think once we take Gregory, I believe they counterattack as well. So the more territory that we have around the enemy, the better it's going to be to ambush them as they're coming in for their counterattack. The Strela... Oh, we actually have Strela 3s. Oh, did I call out 2s before? Oh, I did. It's alright, we can call out Strela 3s. Alright, the VDV are going to get attacked. Now, my fear here is that enemy tanks are going to come over. Wow, the P making just short work of any of those units. Awesome. Alright, now is where we would want more VDV, but that's okay. Alright, let's bring up a Strela 3 then. I just don't want any helicopters here. If we're dealing with the 82nd Airborne, they could have more, like, Cobras and things out there. Who knows what the hell they have. And I don't want to deal with it. So if we see it, we want to shoot it down right away. Let's get a Conquerors team up, too. They're insta-ack. I love them. 35 points. Spendy, but worth it. We'll get them out on the field. They'll take a minute to deploy. Okay, T-80's there. Where's our BMP? There they are. Conquerors, I think, are in a great spot. Gunship is locked down. Infantry's good. If we go any further, those PT-76s are probably going to hit us, so we want to do like a pincer move all at once. When the BMPs are there, we start our attack. T-64As, I knew it. I knew they were going to come over with something. Actually, let's not pull those off the line. Damn it, don't be detract. Be on the line. I go for the 64As first. 64As, I believe, also are equipped with an autoloader. Oh, light those bastards up right away. Conquer coming over. That's an ATGM unit. Okay, the other one's stunned. Let's get the Conquer before he has a chance to respond. Beautiful. Ooh, the Zalo. Very good, very accurate unit, but not so good against 30mm cannon and 122mm rockets. Not to mention the AT in the woods, anti-tank 58mm heat round from the VDV. Nice work. The reason we're attacking this flank too is once we capture, the enemy will come knocking on our door. There's a main road here. I really think we have to defend, so I want to take my time here. I think I need another tank to replace the one that we lost. Move up this direction. Oh, we have a nice flank here. Ooh, T-64B. Oh, short work. Good job, VDV. We need to bring over some supply trucks for them. Let's give them the supply that came in over here. Not that supply, but this one. Nice thing about supply trucks is they never run out of supply. Or they never run out of fuel, because they're a supply vehicle. Okay, so we see another FOB. We've got our anti-aircraft unit ready. I think we're ready to launch an attack. I've been a little skittish because I know once we enter the heat, there's units back here that are going to respond to what we do. So we need to have more here to deal with what's behind rather than what's in front of us, or behind them. Okay, we'll bring up another T-80 here. Shilkers are getting low on fuel. Stop there. We'll be exposed for a little bit. T-80 over here. Conqueror's coming on up. Let's go ahead and get him out on the road. I think the enemy will counterattack from here on this main road. So I think we should be able to fire on them and have that distance. So now we just got to clear out everything north of us in the factory. BMP ready. Strela ready. If the motor Streliki go out there, they'll probably get shot at. I don't want that just yet. Okay, T-80 going to support the advance of the Polish infantry now. Yay, Poland. Alright, and yeah, we're kind of low on defenses here. Low on ammunition. Let's have this helicopter pull back. The VDV will have to get a supply truck up to them somehow. This Conqueror's here. Where's the transport vehicle for that? We're gonna get them back and loaded up and move to the left side because we're gonna prepare for defenses here. Conquerors are pretty much worthless inside of a factory. Okay, we do need to move on the other side of this fuel tank, and the battle can begin. Should have our flank secure too. BMP should hit anything right away. Gunship can be shot down the moment that we see anything. It's got to be a recon. Oh, Strela anti-aircraft. Good. Okay, PT-76s are the next target. Nice. Getting hit somewhere. Let's get supply up to the VDV. Okay, we're creating a bigger net. Wow, I can't believe these units actually haven't... You haven't hit that PT-76? Okay, that's good. Alright, we're going to actually clear out the rest of the factory from this western side. We've successfully captured their flank and have gotten around them. We'll bring up AT and another T-80. Anti-aircraft is what I meant. And we'll have the Topaz defend the UAC. So far, so good. Everything's really been going well in this attack. BMPs and such we'll use for defense later. That gunship has not moved. I have a feeling we're just going to end up shooting that with our guns. Let's move in on it. Enemy command destroyed. And enemy gunship. Oh boy. Destroyed. 35-point unit. Oh, Maliukas. Hello. Definitely attacked on the correct perimeter there. Went left with the tanks and right with the infantry. That was a good move. All right, we now have the FOBs captured. We can now wait here a little bit for reinforcements to arrive, i.e. tanks, and points to buy them. I think there's is there a secondary objective about capturing over here? Like, I feel like we need to capture Fedor. And I'm totally willing to do that. It's going to take a while to buy a UAZ for that, though. Where's our other UAZ? There's one there. Oh, right. I used it to capture here. So in order to complete this mission, we're going to have to capture Gregory and Fedor. But I'm not going to do that until we actually set up defense. Like, we need units here to defend, so let's do just that. We'll line up all of our tanks over here. Yeah, there we go. We want to. We're gonna have to clear this northern section, but essentially the area is clear. Except, I mean, it's not. But our main objective is primarily clear. So let's swing around this way. Put some of these light defenses in the rear. Lots of BMPs at our disposal now. Those are great because they have ATGMs and disposability. Mi-24P dealt with. Pretty much everything on this side. We'll get the VDV resupplied, and then we'll check out what's on the right side. So essentially, we've completed our objective of clearing this sector. Let's push the motor Streliki forward. Yet another Maliukas spotted. I can't believe it. Okay. Push forward with the infantry. It's better for us to move from buildings. Infantry and woods and such are just too exposed from fire. Right, let's get that recon up here. Recon hasn't spotted anything. Okay, motor Streliki pushing north. We've captured both FOBs now. ATGMs are going to move that direction. Alright, well, essentially we've captured the main section that we needed to. We just need to secure it then with the actual command unit. Strela, nothing to do here, it seems. There's certainly units in there, but we need to hold off for a little bit. Let's keep our tanks and such out in the open. The enemy's got to have some more choppers out there. Bring up a Strela. Let's bring up the recon. Bring up the infantry. Alright, let's send up recon. I think the enemy's going to have a hard point back here, and we still need to find the Americans. Meanwhile, I think we also are tasked at some point with clearing these positions. Oh, that's right. We need to destroy these simultaneously, as they said. So I think what happens is once we capture here, they start their counterattack, and then once the counterattack is over, Konstantin, Ivan, and Leonid have to be destroyed at the same time. So we're going to need a lot of points to do that. So Gregory and Fedor have to be captured. I think that's the secondary objective to go over there. Like, I'm just working off muscle memory now of, like, wanting to go right for some reason. But I don't think we have enough infantry to do that. We're going to save for a command vehicle then, which is 180 points. So that's going to be the first opportunity for us to capture the center. So we'll prepare for our defense while we're also capturing more territory and preparing defenses. Preparing defenses and capturing zones, and then also getting ready to bring up the pain here very shortly. I love this. This actually might be a two-parter because we will have so many opportunities to set up defense, and then that's going to take most of our time. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so essentially we've captured this area. A UAZ can come in now. I'm actually more willing to capture the one on the right. Let's bring in the East Germans. Why not? Let's call them out over to the far right side. Let's capture all these objectives first. All right, BTR's in the rear. A lot of Soviet equipment back there. Anything breaks through, it'll have to deal with the BMP or Mi-8 TV. Interesting, we're not seeing any sort of, we're just not seeing any sort of enemy resistance or anything. I'm going to have the Polish and Soviets push up together. And we need more infantry to the right side. Essentially, I think we're going to bring up just regular specialized Polish troops. They're going to be better than the... well, they're going to be just as good as the VDV, but we don't need additional choppers on the field. That's not necessary. Let's just proceed on foot with the Conkers. Recon has still not unveiled any sort of infantry, but I guarantee that they're out there. We're going to secure the north of the factory before we lock it down and trigger their attack. The more territory we have, the better. Especially in some of these heavily wooded areas. Okay, let's see. Mi-8 TV... Okay, this area here could be occupied by the enemy. We've kind of split them in two. Or we can split them in two. Nothing. Okay. Right, let's get some more infantry up here. We're gonna need some tanks here too. BMPs... Helicopter, that's good. We need a better tank over here. We need more infantry than the tank. So we should be good. Ah, finally we have a firefight. No. Fire at those guys. Make sure you're in cover, boys. Alright, we're gonna need some supply up here to... Actually, they can huff it back to the FOB, but probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a Ural truck up here to resupply them. There we go. And another enemy FOB. Alright, the Polish have 12 units in those oil tanks, I guess. Probably a bad place to take cover. I wouldn't want to be on that side. We need a good tank for the right side. Actually, 2 tanks would be good. I want to get up and call out those 2 T-64Bs, so that's going to be a grand total like 140 points. All right, let's pull out, boys, pull out. That group is routing. Fantastic. All right, finish them off. And the tanks will do the rest. Good job, everybody. All right, let's actually get that supply truck refilled. Okay. Alright, so the enemy, I believe, will launch a counterattack as soon as we capture in the north. So that's going to be it for this episode, everyone. Join me next time for the securing of the remaining section of the factory and then the capturing of Konstantin, Leonid, and Ivan, as they indicated, will have to be captured at the same time. So I'll see you all next time. Again, if you haven't already, make sure you click or tap that like button and let me know you'd like to see more Wargame, European Escalation, Red Dragon, Airland Battle, Metal War, Assault Squad, whatever it is. Show your support. And I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everyone.